Christ. There we go. Let's see if that fucking works. All right. And YouTube automatically will save it all, so we'll be okay. View the channel. Ooh, there we go. Look at that live. Here we go.
There we go. Look at that live. Here we go.
Awesome. We'll wait for a few guys to get on here. Call it. What's up, guys? Welcome to the live. Yeah, that's a trip. So,
What is?
well, if you go to the YouTube's going right now. But there's such a wild echo that it's just continuing.
I can't hear me though. Oh, I can actually.
Yeah, you can.
It's delayed like a few seconds though.
Yep. Hey, that's wild. Because you can just hear. Yeah, we're gonna have to figure something else out. But
How'd you get that going, bro?
I got it on my phone. I told you, the 4K is actually ridiculous.
Yeah, damn, that shit actually goes hella hard. Alright, word.
Right? But now we have like a audio issue where we're just bouncing off of each other, and this live is bouncing off the Discord, and the Discord is bouncing off this live, and it's just. Hear it? So I don't know how good of a live this is going to be either.
It looked good when I was looking at it. Alright, you wanna react to something? I forgot what you wanted to talk about, Monkey, bro.
What about this? Do you hear any echo now?
No, I didn't hear any echo before.
Okay, good. So I think what I'll have to do is turn the volume down on the live, and then we'll just talk like this to keep it going.
Yeah, just pretend the live ain't even going.
Yeah. All right, cool. So I mean,
Just don't post your lives. Like have the live, but then when you post the live, like actually edit it. You know what I mean? Don't like just straight post the live.
oh, come on. You already know that.
Yeah, alright.
Yeah.
Just make
So
sure.
we could start it
wanna
off
react
and
to a
just say
video? What we
welcome.
trying to do?
We could start it off and just say welcome to the Fam Society Live. This is the Fam Social Hour. We'll be talking about polemology tonight, which is the actual study of war. So, and this isn't on the study of war level that you would think. We're not going to take you down to a science of why your enemy wants to stab you in the gut. Oh, the live quit. What happened? Ah, it's not quitting. We just lost our video effects. God damn it. There we go. For Christ's sake. You still can't see dick. Jesus Christ. How's that? That's better. All right, cool. So, We did not lose anything with audio. It was just the light went out. I don't understand why, but it did. So, again, this is the study of war, and that's all this hall is going to be about. So, just to give you a quick idea of what we could. So tonight, I mean, we could talk about the ceasefire. We could talk about Palestine. We could talk about Gaza. We could talk about Trump being inaugurated. We can talk about his new policies that he's got coming in. We could speak on battling wildfires. We could speak on anything technically. So it's really up to you for what we start off with. But I mean, those are the topics for tonight. So, like for instance, can you still hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. So, for instance, what about the? I mean, this is just taking a swing in the dark because I truly don't know too much about it. But I do know that the mayor of LA did something with the water so that firefighters apparently didn't have any water to battle the flames.
Yeah, they had a DEI hire for the I forgot what the fuck it's called. Basically, the head person of like fire suppression.
So, all I know is that they didn't have any water. Apparently, roads were cut off. It was kind of like the Hawaii incident, I guess, which kind of makes sense because when I was in there, the same night that it actually popped off, I was dropping off family at LAX. So I tried to take the 10 to the 1, and that was already shut down. We had to take a mile detour through the city all the way up Wilshire Boulevard, and it took what normally takes like 10 minutes to get up Wilshire. It took fucking an hour and 10 minutes to get all the way up. So.
Oh, well, I mean, you do know that the roads are control lines, so they have to shut down the road in order to use it.
Well,
for fire suppression, you know.
That I do understand. It's just everything popped off so fast when the fires lit up that immediately freeways shut down, streets were blocked off, and a lot of them, like all of Santa Monica, when I went through there, all of it was blocked off. You couldn't go anywhere. You had to go through the cuts to get to the main street, the main boulevard, to go all the way up the boulevard to hit the 405. It was insane. And then people are saying that the cars are actually melted. They're saying there's an auto fire out here in Ventura County as well. And then they've caught video footage of people lighting fires in driveways and whatnot.
I mean, I can see, just to be an advocate for the opposite side for the sake of conversation, the aluminum on cars can melt from just a regular wildfire that lights cars on fire. The aluminum can melt. The steel is not melting. It's the aluminum that's melting. People are getting those confused. Aluminum is a fucking weak ass metal, bro. It doesn't take much to break it. And then also, I was looking into like why cars were blocking up all the roads and shit like that, and it's because literally everyone was trying to leave at once. The roads got so clogged in traffic that they literally didn't have enough time to get all the traffic out, so they told everyone, if you want to live, leave your car and run on foot. And so all these people ran on foot and left their cars in these roads, and then that caused issues for fire suppression later. Fire trucks and brush trucks couldn't get through, so they were using bulldozers to try to push all the cars out the way and shit. Crazy scene, but not always conspiracy, you know what I mean?
I don't know. I mean, you do provide some very established evidence, I say, but there's just too much that goes on with it. Like, perhaps I would go for it, but I mean, aluminum at a melting degree, I mean, they got the whole chassis that are, well, they're not chassis anymore, but they got the whole unibodies that are just melted. You know what I mean? You gotta imagine how hot it's gonna take in order to, and on top of that, the concentrated flame it takes to melt aluminum alone. Now, I do get it. Aluminum's softer than the rest of the metals, like steel, but just for, the whole conspiracy sake, it just doesn't make sense as to why the concentration of heat on one specific area over all these cars would melt every single one, last one of them. And then not only that is
Well, it's not every last one of them, bro. Have you seen the videos?
yeah, well, if you look at specific videos,
There's-
they're all melted. They're all down to the ground.
Not every single one. I mean, one side of the street they'll all be melted. The other side won't be. They'll be a little burned and ashy, but they won't be melted like the other side. It only takes 1,200 degrees to melt aluminum, bro. And a wildfire with 100-mile-per-hour wind gusts in a city is gonna be fucking way more hot in the concentration of the fire than 1,200
All right,
degrees.
so you're telling me that there's an actual plausible way that these cars could have melted on the side of the road?
I think that I am telling you that yes, there is a plausible way and a logical way and a scientific way that the aluminum on these cars melted in these wildfires.
Okay, I'll
Now,
take that.
If somebody comes out and says that the steel was melting, then we're gonna have a very different conversation than what we're having right now. And
I
then
don't know.
also
We'd
to
have to
touch
find
on,
it too.
you know, them closing the roads preemptively. That's gonna happen in any emergency response. You know what I mean? I mean, they have, and I'm speaking from an angle of I'm a certified wildland firefighter, and one of the things we have to study and pass a test for to get that certification is just the art of emergency response to major situations like 9/11, for example. You know, when it's like hundreds of different agencies all coming together and they've never worked together before. How are they supposed to know how to work together to combat something like that if they've never worked together before? You know what I mean? So they go through training for situations like that, and one thing they're going to do if they know that the wind is traveling this way and it's getting to 100-mile-per-hour winds, which is enough to cause a wildland firefighter to jump multiple lane freeways, you know, there's really nothing they can do. So what they're going to do is they're going to look at all the roadways that the wind is pushing the fire towards and shut them all down, you know, miles outside of where they are. But that's like one of the first things that they're actually able to do action-wise in a situation like that.
I mean, I understand that. That makes sense as to why. Okay, so to mitigate any further damages, you would take that route. That I do understand. Now,
Right.
in terms of perfect timing, though, that I think that's the last thing. I mean, you pretty much talked my ear off in terms of you kind of threw the conspiracy theories out the window, except for the timing. Don't you
I
think it's
didn't
just
throw
too
them all the way
goddamn
out the window.
coincidental?
I don't
You know
think
what I mean?
that's, I mean, yeah, no, I mean, I haven't thrown them completely out the window. I don't think that it's, there's a lot of things that don't make sense that shouldn't have happened, that should have never fucking happened, that don't make sense. And a lot of things that happened that have never happened right before an event that has never happened. And what I mean by that is, that was a lot of what happened in a row, but what I mean by that is like the insurance companies pulled out of the state before that happened, a few months before that. I think it was like 4 months before that happened. And before the insurance companies pulled out, which everyone wants to point the fingers at the insurance companies, and I kind of feel like that's because of just the timing of the Luigi guy a little bit ago.
What's up with Luigi? What happened?
Really, what?
What happened with Luigi? What are you talking about?
The Luigi Mangione or whatever the fuck that assassinated the CEO of
Oh yes.
insurance company. But anyway, all because of that, I think people are just straight pointing the finger at insurance companies for pulling out of the state. But that DEI hire they hired as the head of fire in the state of California, he or whatever the fuck they are, they said that she or he basically made it to where if a wildland firefighter, if any major fire event happened in the state of California in a congested area like LA or any type of city or town, the insurance companies wouldn't even be able to pay for the damages because there would be no suppression. So it's like if this town catches on fire, the whole town is burning down. There's nothing they're gonna do because they don't have water in their fucking reservoirs there, which means that the hydrants are empty. And you know, if you're an insurance company, you're gonna look at that and be like, dude, I can't. I'm not like I don't understand why I would stay here just to get bankrupt. Like there is no other way around it. I will go bankrupt if I keep staying here and offering insurance coverage for fire. And so they pulled out of the state for fire coverage, and then 4 months later, a fire that has never ever been seen in the history of the state of California, the history of, you know, civilization there. Literally, this has never happened. First of all, in the dead of winter. Second of all, with 100-mile-per-hour winds. And third of all, the amount of urbanity that these fires are in. I've been talking for a while, bro.
Well, yeah, but that's what I mean. Is it's totally perfect timing. And if you take a look at Joe Rogan's podcast from about, I think it was maybe 2019, there was a firefighter that went on there and exclaimed that LA would be wiped out if it was under the right conditions. If it was just dry enough, if the wind was blowing through the city at a perfect mile per hour, he said LA would be wiped out. 4 years, 5 years later, completely getting wiped out. I don't know if it's totally coincidence that the Santa Ana winds are also bringing more fire towards Ventura County up north, which is exactly where I'm located. So I get all the extras.
I don't think that
I also
everything is a coincidence.
I think I think the insurance companies definitely had so to say an inside trader on this one, you know what I mean? I think it was perfect timing. And you know what they say, there's no such thing as perfect timing. But ultimately, I mean, what we could learn from this shit is the fact that preventing wildfires, preventing any type of catastrophe from happening to you would definitely be something that would be a crisis plan or crisis management. Because crisis management altogether is combat once you think about it. Plain and simple. You either prepare for the worst or you get smoked. You know what I mean? Literally, in LA's case. So, I guess my number one thing for anybody who's watching this right now, let's see. We got... Okay. Hey, look, Brandon tuned in. Fuck yeah. So, for the viewers like Brandon goes through ups and downs all the time. And I'm not going to say his last name, but he's a good guy. He's a good head. He's always going through things, so he's very resilient in that area. But I would say, like Brandon, for instance, his situation was he moved from one area to another due to family problems or something. Long story short, he thought this a specific area would be better for him, and it turns out it's not. But he had a crisis plan in place, so he combated everything that came his way, and now he's going back to his normal spot, which I think is Oklahoma, and he's going to live there with his significant other. So having a battle strategy, just like the firemen and just like you, I think that's important for most of these guys to start learning. Is battle strategies don't even go down to just that. It goes down to it goes from like a wildfire. Take your example from the wildfire. It goes from the wildfire, okay, where's it going? Where's it headed? What's in the path of danger, right? Same thing happens if you go to the club, you see somebody you don't get along with. Okay, where's the danger? It's over there on the other side of the bar. Who's in between us? X, Y, and Z. All right, who am I with? Who's collateral? Who can get, who can take the most side damage as well? You know what I mean? Like, you got to factor in all these things, and that's what combating in any type of polemology studies is about being combative before the combat begins. So there's a huge saying that goes around this, but it was really popularized around the Marvel film Thor in Ragnarok when he said, "A wise king never seeks war, but must always prepare for it." And that goes so much deeper than anything anybody can imagine right now, because that is absolutely true. All men on earth, we should all be prepared to fucking die on the spot. But a lot of us are, I would say, hesitant to have that type of dedication because we've never seen it in our lives. We've never seen that. Easier times brought easier perspectives. So now we think things are so easy that the hard stuff can't be done or should not be done in this day and age. Like, for instance, a 2% tax or whatever on their tea. So they said, yeah, you know what? Fucking dude, I got this 40 musket. Let's just go over there and blow homie's head off, right? Nowadays, since we have it so easy, nowadays we don't feel like that's our responsibility as men to stop getting fucked. You know what I mean? So take the fires, for instance, is insurance immediately thought, you know what? We're getting fucked. So let's just pull out. You know what I mean? Why even, if we know there's going to be a bad problem, why face it? Well, so it's like, in a sense, again, it's fucking cowardice, because pulling out, knowing that, there's a big, and I know it's good for business. It's probably really good for business, but tell me, what insurance company is not already profiting? How many insurance companies have gone down or gone under in the last decade or 2 decades alone? You know? So for them to make that bull honky excuse of, I need to pull out because there's not enough protection for us, I think it's cowardice once you break it down to it. So, I mean, in all technicality, we could sit here and say that, the wildfires is a very good segment to learn from in terms of preparation and shit. But let me just ask you, what would you do if your house is burning down, your neighbor's house is burning down, everything's going to shit right now, you have no other options? What would you do? What is your plan in your head to get going?
I mean,
put the scenario out there. Something bad's about to happen. You're freaking the fuck out. What do we do now?
So you're saying set the presidents again? What?
The
set the presidents again, so I can.
So, let's say you're in your house. You get the news that there's a wildfire coming, and it just broke out outside of whatever fucking town you're in Arizona, right? And your neighbor's house just caught on fire. Do you have an escape plan? What is your escape plan? And if so, what are all the holes in it? You know what I mean? What are all the what ifs? What would you do? Because a lot of people would like to say, like, oh, well, my house actually burnt down or something like that. They would want you to say, what would you do in this situation? Instead of us, we could talk all day about how it's the insurance's fault, it's everybody else's fault, but at the end of the day, it's everybody's fault who didn't stand and take charge. You know what I mean? If you didn't stand and start at least trying, but then again, water was shut off, which makes it very fucking, I don't know, bro. I'm pretty sure the mayor was in on some shit. Shutting down pipes and whatnot. That's too sketch. Plus, the project for 2028. You see Smart LA 2028? I bet you haven't.
Yeah, I did see that. Yeah,
oh, you did, huh?
Yeah,
we can look that shit up. Let's look that shit up. What is Project 2028?
A lot shittier than Project 2025, so I'll tell you that.
What is Smart LA 2028 is an initiative tied to Los Angeles preparation for hosting the 2028 Summer Olympics and Paralympics. It's a strategic vision to transform Los Angeles into a smart city, quote unquote, by leveraging technology, sustainability, and innovation to improve infrastructure, public services, and overall quality of life for residents and visitors. Key aspects of the Smart LA 2028 typically include sustainability and green initiatives, smart transportation, digital infrastructure, so like basically free Wi-Fi and 5G networks citywide, which they should already have that. Economic and community development, Olympic legacy and projects. So they're using the Olympics as a scapegoat for building a smart city in LA. The residents apparently met it with backlash. And as soon as they did, what do you know? Now there's a fire burning up all that same fucking land. That's wild. Look at this. That's right there. Let's see. It countered backlash from various groups and individuals expressing concerns over the implementation and potential consequences. Everybody's worried about these 4 things. 1 being gentrification and displacement. 2 being conspiracy theories linked to the wildfires. Concerns over surveillance and AI governance. And infrastructure and environmental impact. So, we're basically worried about a huge tyrannic reign. And what do you know? Smart LA, the same place that they wanted to buy, they were met with backlash and told, fuck you. And as soon as they told them, fuck you, poof, on fire, your entire city.
It doesn't matter though. Doesn't matter because we voted right. Like that shit, it won't happen. At least it won't happen in 2028.
That's probably why they plaqued it for 2028, huh? Because 2024 they got Trump. They got 4 more years of Trump. So now they're like, all right, fuck it, we'll just push the plan still forward. You know?
Exactly.
Which is absolutely.
But I mean, it would have to be like they would have to start it after. So it definitely wouldn't be 2028. But you know.
Holy crap, bro! Can you believe this? This is wild.
Kind of, yeah. To be honest with you.
It's the same thing they did in Maui. They wanted a smart city.
I mean, to think that, you know, obviously, I think politicians are fucking retards, but I think a lot of people share my opinion on that. But to sit here and think that they're not smart enough to come up with ways to control and to profit themselves would make me the bigger retard in that scenario.
Yeah. Well, it's like a lot of public figures is now finally saying politics matter. You know, politics actually do matter, and we should give a fuck about our politics and the policies.
They do matter.
You know?
Oh yeah.
But the number one thing that a lot of people need to stop doing necessarily to kind of cut this whole shit out is we need to flat out abandon the whole this is for this cause, this is for this cause thinking. You gotta abandon that ship. Because when you attach like a Prop 34 or Prop 69, whatever, if you attach all that shit to one specific cause and you teach people that this is what this does, they don't take a look at all the information. They go based off your judgment of the cover.
I still don't know what you're saying, to be honest with you.
Huh?
I still don't know what you're saying, to be honest with you, bro.
What do you mean?
Like, use an example.
Okay.
I don't understand what you're saying.
So, I'm saying, and this is more for the Stoics Hall, but in terms of learning how to win war, is you need to abandon sides. You know what I mean? And I think that the only example I can give you is the left and the right, like the abortion props, the abortion laws, and all these laws and everything that are that need to be passed, right? They need to be voted on. Vote no, vote yes, things like that.
Yeah.
And everybody is easily influenced, even the older generation, which they might even be more easily influenced because of mass TV and whatnot. However, society needs to stop thinking in terms of what they're influenced to think. So like they say, Prop 34 will do this, this, and this, and this. So vote no, and that's all that people will run with. They won't actually sit there, take a look at the prop, and see what does this do? What does this do? What cause and effect and yada 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 happens
I see what you're saying.
from, you got to
I
abandon
mean,
the.
what would be your solution to that without breaking the freedom of speech aspect of it, and without, going into censorship, media censorship either?
Well, that's also a very gray area. You know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying.
What qualifies as censorship? You know what I mean? What qualifies as because you could be spreading misinformation, and if that gets stopped, then somebody's perspective or opinion could be that was censorship right there because you're stopping the spread of information, even if it is misinformation. You know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying. We can't do that.
So I think a lot of that has to come with transparency. I think that's the best way to be combative with that is transparency in all things that is and will be done is like number one. Because if you tell one kid I'm cooking with butter, tell the other one I'm cooking an egg, you know what I mean? They're gonna like, wait, what the fuck's going on, right? But if you tell them both I'm making you breakfast, this is what's on the menu, then they make a more let's say coexisting decision. You know what I mean? Versus if you present one kid with I'm gonna make you eggs, and then another kid with I'm gonna make you something with butter, then they have to come together to butter makes you fucking your cholesterol high and it kills your whatever the butt fuck, and then eggs is bad for ADHD or whatever so they're both gonna come at you with
instead of being fed a certain item, which can be used as an idea or ideal or way of thought, have the option.
Yeah.
So provide options, basically. Instead of 2 options, 3 options is better. 4 options is even better than that.
Yeah. So that comes with transparency. That's also what I like about the Department of Government Efficiency. I like that. That's Doge first and foremost.
And I love that it's called Doge. Dude.
That's ridiculously insane. That
come
on, man.
I thought that shit was a meme at first, bro. I didn't even think that shit was real.
Same here, bro. We all looked at that post, and I know you in the audience, I know damn well, Brandon, that you clicked on that fucking post, and you were confused for a second because Department of Government Efficiency. Come on. And then you got fucking Dogecoin pumping to the moon.
None of us fucking knew that they had fucking a 4th branch of government that was all just for corruption, bro. We didn't even know that shit was happening.
Oh, fucking wow.
And now we do. And now it's gone. So, I mean, why the fuck would you pay 100 people to do a job that can get done with 5, you know?
Oh, and that's the beauty of having Musk in the...
yeah.
on the board.
And you know what's funny is like, shit is so blatantly obvious now. Like now, the minute Elon Musk is now a part of Trump's fucking campaign, they've started going after him legally now. Now there's a bunch of these, fucking headlines. Elon Musk is in trouble for this. Elon Musk might get arrested for election interference and this and that and the third, and it's like, bro, like if he never said a word to Trump never said a word to him, y'all wouldn't be saying shit about him except for praise Elon Musk for fucking doing the whole electric car thing. These motherfuckers are big ass ironic fucking
did you see that they want to sell the US operations of TikTok to Elon Musk now?
That would be great, and then just get rid of it, to be honest with you. Fuck TikTok. or, which, no, actually, I can't even say that because that's media censorship, but at the very fucking least, we can keep porn off of that shit.
Right, I mean, at the most. Fuck.
But that's the thing is like, what do you consider porn? And like, what is fucking poisonous. And it's like, dude, like, I think, it's all poisonous.
All right, 1 second.
All the girls that are on there are just shaking ass or, doing this and the third for easy attention in the way that women get attention from men, which is sexually. And of all ages are doing that. We have 13-year-old girls going on there doing it. We have 13-year-old boys going on there doing it. 50-year-old dudes, 50-year-old women. And it's a fucking cancer, bro. It's poison. Get that shit out of here.
So real quick, I'm gonna play something. I'm gonna see if we can play it out loud and see if we can hear it. But I have this really, and I mean really, I stress this, hardcore Democratic realtor that I've befriended over the years, and she's just been leaning harder and harder into the Democratic Party. She's like 50 or something, but she's an older cat. And
is she just a Democrat, or is she just like pure leftist?
Bro, she is pure, and I mean devil horns and all, left. Like, God, absolutely, there's no good that could come from the right ever at all. And this is why I tell people we need to abandon this whole left right and just sit in the middle and say, are you right or are you right? Which one of you fucking cocksuckers put your hand in the cookie jar, and which one of you fuckers is gonna fess up to it? Come on. You know what I mean?
Well, and that's why I made the comment of just a Democrat or is leftist too.
Yeah, see, that's why.
Yeah,
Red note?
because Democrats aren't bad. It's like when I hear somebody's a Democrat, it's like whenever they're a Democrat, cool. It takes two to create the whole pie. It takes two halves. But when I hear somebody called a leftist, then I'm like, oh, okay, I know what you're talking about.
Okay, now look.
Motherfuckers,
I wish I could show you, but we have the TikTok ban is so much, right? And this is why they're going after Musk right now, because Musk is going to be the talk of taking over the U.S. operations, right? So get this. Everybody is freaking out about TikTok ban being Trump's Heil Hitler type of regime where he's coming to take over the fucking world, apparently, right? Let's listen.
The TikTok ban isn't actually just a TikTok ban. The bill that allows the U.S. government to ban TikTok in the United States, TikTok's just the start.
I'm about to say a lot of stuff that's going to ruffle a lot of feathers, so strap in. But this creator is 100% correct. If you haven't watched their video, go watch it, because it might be one of the most important ones I've seen in quite some time. But yes, the TikTok ban is formally known as...
Here we go. Let's try and get you guys a good view. Let's see.
The Protecting Americans from Foreign Adversaries Controlled Application Act. Think about that name. Even in the name alone, they're letting you know that TikTok is simply the example of which they are using for this. Any app that the United States doesn't own and they don't like, they will simply just be able to ban if this gets passed. Unless, of course, they can force you to sell them the app. Why? Government is trying to consolidate power, essentially, so that they own everything. Why? Well, circling back to that word I shared with everyone, yeah, that's what one of these does. A small group of individuals control most of everything in a country. And here's where what I'm about to say is going to get controversial, but I need you to hang in here with me. We are an actively...
Let's see what she has to say.
Government is trying to consolidate power, essentially, so that they own everything. Why? Well, circling back to that word I shared with everyone.
One second.
What one of these does. A small group of individuals control most of everything in a country. And here's where what I'm about to say is going to get controversial, but I need you to hang in here.
Are we having technical difficulties?
We are and actively have been in a war of sorts, and it is about to get extremally worse, especially if this TikTok ban gets pushed through. What do you mean by that? I haven't heard anything about this. Well, think about it. Everyone knows that after like the 1940s, we could never have another...
What's going on?
Figure out the solutions to mankind in the next 30 seconds.
What are you talking about?
You... talking about the fam society right now, bro.
All right, well, let's follow up with the clip, and then we'll keep going.
Global foot battle, because everyone's
What's
weapons
the clip, bro?
are
That's
far
what I'm
too
talking
strong
about.
on a
I was
physical
keeping them
sense.
entertained
And I know
while you were dealing with technical difficulties.
Can you not see this?
What? See what, bro? I don't see shit. What are you talking about?
You're on Discord, right? Or
Yes.
are you watching the YouTube live right now?
What YouTube live?
The YouTube live is. I have YouTube going live.
Some of you are going to laugh, but it has gone digital.
Where do you
We
have
are
YouTube going
fighting-
live, bro? I don't see that.
On YouTube, Fighting Age Males.
No, I didn't see it on there. That's what I'm saying.
I don't know. It's going now. We got Zip Fighting Age Males right there. Hey. That's why we're switching over.
A digital war, and with this, it has gone global. And this is simply the start of it. And this is where I know I'm going to lose a lot of you. A lot of people's solutions have been to continue to boycott things, and I respect that, okay? If that's what you want to do, I'm not going to tell an
YouTube
individual
right now, bro. It is
that
not
what they're
live.
doing is wrong.
Bro, it is live. We've been live for 40 minutes.
Bro, what? Wait. Hold on.
And then on her story, the post goes, just so everyone
Oh,
is
okay.
clear, Los Angeles is in a crisis. Mexico sends help. Canada, Ukraine. Ukraine sends help. My ass. Americans send help, right? Trump sends insults. Republicans send threats. MAGA sends conspiracies. Marjorie Taylor Loca sends insanity. Who exactly loves America? Who is the enemy of the people? Like, look at this fucking chick's whole thing. Look at this
Here,
right
you know
here.
what? You know what I can do too? I can post on my story and say, just so everyone is clear, 2 + 2 is 5, 3 + 2 is 6, 10 divided by 2 is 7, and Democrats stink.
Look at this right here. Boom. This will show it to you. She says, Reagan. Oh, damn it. Up next. No, we don't want to do that. Go the other way. This girl right here. Here we go. Come on. Technical difficulties, everybody. Here we go. Let's see what she says. Say something. Say
Red
something.
Note? What's Red Note? Go find it on the App Store.
Oh, she's got lip filler.
Wait, it's not even in English. How am I gonna do this?
Yeah, she's like
Well,
50.
they said that the people on this app are really nice, so we decided to join Red Note. We woke up this morning thinking, what is Red Note? Everybody wants us.
Nobody knows what the fuck Red
Government
Note is. We don't know who you are or what the fuck you're going through. Like, all this shit.
Of the TikTok refugees.
Nobody
Are you
wants
kidding?
to know what the
America's literally
fuck
burning.
Red Note is, bro. What the fuck is she talking about?
And I'm so sorry, guys. It's that you have to be here. Are you guys actually happy to be here? Just a little heads up though. Things work a little bit different here. The algorithm is a little bit different, although Xiaohongshu did change the freaking layout to the same layout like TikTok. We hate it. It used to not be like that. Now it's just all fucked. Like your legislation system. Don't worry, we're not like the Americans. Will not tell you to go back to your country. The internet is a free space, so feel free to roam around.
Yikes. You see? And that's all they think. They consistently like to tell us that we have a problem trying to control them. You know what I mean? They're trying to say that just because Elon Musk is looking to take that shit over, that he's the
Dude,
he's the
is
dictator.
that bitch from China?
Yeah.
Is that some bitch from China?
Straight out of fucking Ching Chang Chong.
Wait.
And
I
she's
just
all
wanna
mad
talk
that
for
we're
the next
fucking
10 minutes
big-headed
about what she said, bro.
Pig eating racists and shit.
Unlike Americans, we won't. we won't.
Right? Goddamn
we
Chinese.
won't tell you to go back where you came from. Okay, a lot of things to break down from that. First of all, they won't tell you to go back where you came from, but they will tell you what to believe in and what not to believe in. AKA, if you believe in Allah, you will be put in concentration camps.
Oh yeah, let's not forget that.
Second point. Yeah. Please, let's not forget that. Second point. You don't really tell people to go back where they came from when they happen to come to a place that nobody wants to be. You know what I mean? Like The only place you're gonna get people that say leave are places that people enjoy being and don't want you ruining what they enjoy.
Yeah, I
So
can see
no
that.
shit, nobody's in fucking China is gonna tell an American to go back where they fucking came from because, well, or anybody for that matter, unless you're Muslim.
Yeah, bro. I don't
You
know
know?
what it is with these.
It's like
these-
nobody wants to be there, bro. You know, I don't want my 10-year-old fucking kid building Nike shoes for the rest of his life for
And I'm gonna be
10
honest with
cents
you.
an hour.
A lot of these women. It's a lot of women that are this way, man. A lot of women
Seriously.
are very just upset down to the core, even if it doesn't make sense about Elon Musk, Trump, and any other man who has something positive to say about America. We're radicalized as communists and racists, and anything that's patriotic is against progressive culture, I suppose. It doesn't make any goddamn sense. So I don't know what to say about that. Because
Holy
sometimes,
shit, dude. Like, my question is, you know, obviously progressivism is good. Like, there's never been a time where, you know, humans continuing to progress has been a bad thing. My question, though, where does progressivism end? Or slow down? Or chill? Or, you know what I mean? Like, there has to be a point at which progressivism turns into a sort of conservatism. I've never understood this about progressivism, because you'll talk to, like, your grandparents, and, you know, back, like, conservatives now are saying they are pro certain things that progressives weren't even pro yet, you know, 20 years ago. And so how fucking long, like, and then have you noticed this kind of loop? Like, we went from slavery to segregation and racism to Jim Crow, and then to the free America that we live in today. And now we have them wanting to segregate people again. And people are talking openly about, you know, making white people give free labor or free dollars, aka slavery, to black people, and they label it as reparations. So I'm just like, when the fuck does this shit end? Like, are you just always trying to progress so that you're just running in a fucking circle like a dog chasing its tail? That's what it looks like to me. Like, if you're progressive, you have to at some point become a conservative. Don't you think?
well, that's why a lot of people get it misconstrued, because anybody who's progressive eventually does morph into being more conservative than anything else. But it's also, anything that's progressive also is, in the same sense, on the opposite side of the scale, it's got to be traditional as well. You know what I mean? Because that's what conservatism basically is the locking in of the tradition.
Yeah, so conserving, well, I mean, it's conservative in all aspects of, you know, financially conservative, all of that, but being conservative, yeah, is holding on to traditional ways of being, values, whatever it is, but yeah, traditional is the main key of that. But what I'm saying, like, for example,
it's very easy to get locked into.
Gay marriage is illegal, and
Yeah.
people do not fuck with gay people, right?
Yeah.
We do all these strikes. I say I'm pro gay marriage, and I believe gay people should be able to get some rights that they don't have yet. This is all hypothetical. Obviously, they have gay marriage is legal and all this, but hypothetical situation. I'm pro that, and we don't have it yet. I do these marches, I do everything, and finally, federally, all 50 states, gay men and gay women have the exact same rights as everyone else in society, can get married, can express their love, everything. At that point, I become a conservative on that idea, because now it is a traditional value of where I live, because I got it to
you
be
want
that.
it to stay that way.
So
now.
so then another 10 years later, a quote unquote progressive will pick up that idea and go the opposite direction with it and say that that's progressivism. So then eventually you have to be, you know what I mean? Like that would immediately put you into the conservative
That's
zone.
why it's very easy for
So somebody else comes by.
men and
Yeah.
women to get hijacked on that progressive highway, because
Hmm.
progressive can be totally dismantled into anything nowadays. And that
Yeah,
all goes down to
anything.
education as well. That's why you and I are starting this university, is because education ultimately is the key to unlocking all truth, right? Knowledge is power, especially when applied. So
Right.
education wise, if you educated them on what the word progression is, they wouldn't be manipulated into thinking that progression is the dismantling of old and replacing with new, right? Because you can dismantle the
yeah.
same couch and replace it with the same like the same pieces of wood but from another couch, but you're still building the same shitty couch. You know what I mean? You just
Well, yeah, you
replace
can
it
jump from point A to point B and call that progressivism, and then go from point B to point A and call that progressivism again. And that makes
Exactly.
no fucking sense. So yeah.
They're so used to progressivism and progressive behavior, culture, wokeism, all that extra crap. They're expecting it to be the dismantle of something. That's all they think it is. Because, truthfully, if you were educated on progressivism, you would understand that it's to add to. You know what I mean?
Right.
To add to progress in going
Well,
forward. You know what I mean?
The word to progress, the verb to progress, is literally the entire root of progressivism.
Right. So
it
They-
should be pretty
the-
easy to understand. But you
the
know.
education behind it has gotten, and this is all thanks to public education. So thank you, Rothschild. Appreciate it. But
Yeah, facts.
altogether, that's public education for you, teaching you that it's okay for you to be a fucking idiot because you're just gonna work for your entire life. So that's why this education right here,
Yeah.
sophistication, this American sophistication school, is fucking needed. It is absolutely needed because, like the word just, there's a lot of people that like to go off on the word, well, I just wanted to do this. I just didn't expect this to happen. Does anybody understand that the word just, like, anytime you get into an argument with somebody, when they say, well, I just wanted you to feel a specific way, or I just want you to understand where I'm coming from, right? The word just itself is you telling me that you justifiably feel that you want me to know where you're coming from. It's justified. In your head, well, I just wanted to do this. I justifiably wanted to do XYZ, and that is why we're in the bad situation we're in, because I justifiably wanted this to happen. That's why I get so upset when a lot of guys are like finding an excuse and the first thing out of their mouth is, well, I just. How the fuck
Damn,
you
I
gonna
never
tell?
even
You
thought
know what I
about
mean?
that. I would just think just as another word for only.
No, well, yeah, everybody used the word just as a replacement word for the word merely. I merely wanted this to happen. I merely wanted.
or only, yeah. I
Yeah.
only wanted for this. Yeah.
Yeah, that was, but not then. People use, and again, that's with education. That comes with public education teaching you it's okay to use the word just in the very beginning because it's a way for you to sentimentally apologize for your behavior in a way that you're not going to have to fix it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, also, I want to walk back really quick. I just realized fucking what I said earlier. Some leftist progressive person is going to take that and run with it. They're going to say, well, going from point A to point B is progressive, and then going from point B to point A is not progressive. That's the opposite of being progressive. That's correct, but what I'm saying is, if you change the justification or the reasoning from going from point A to point B to point B to point A, just like how we went from segregation to non-segregation, and now they're doing segregation again, just like at Western University in Northern Washington, they have segregated dorms. They have black-only dormitories. Instead of now, it's not white-only dormitories. It's not saying this area is only for white people and black people don't belong here. Now it's saying this area is only for black people and white people don't belong here. And so it's the exact same thing. We went from point A to point B, and then point B to point A, back to point A. But we just completely flipped the justification for it.
Yeah, that makes sense. And that's all, again, education, baby. Lack of education.
So if
They
you're a real
educated
progressive, you will eventually be a conservative unless you die before your cause gets
Met.
acted on.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
makes sense.
met.
And that's
So
a mind-blowing
you're a
fact
fucking
right
progressive
there.
Your whole life, you're not a progressive. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a mind-blowing fact right there and it's crazy that it only takes education. Now that you understand the word just, you're probably not going to go around using it again, because the first thing out of your head is going to be, well, is it justified that I feel this way? Is it justified that I'm saying this?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Facts, dude. I've never thought of that before. That's actually fucking.
It hit me
genius.
really hard with
I like
my
that a
ex
lot.
because my ex would always say the same thing. I just want you to see where I'm coming from. That's it. And that used to bug the fuck out of me. I'm like, why do I always have to be the one who has to see where you're coming from, dog? Why the fuck is it always me? Why am I sitting in the driver's seat still having to listen to the passenger drive? You know what I mean? So for me, it was like I had to break down the English language and like really understand, what is she fucking saying to me? She justifiably wants only her side to be fucking met. You know what I mean? Fuck that. What do I look like? I may be pretty, but I'm not pretty stupid. You know what I mean? Come on. So to touch base on that real fast, that's another aspect as to why this university is very good for these guys, like Brandon, Nathan, or Nate. You know, I think this university with
Right.
Polemology Hall, the study of fighting, the study of winning the war before the battle is met, before the first sword is drawn. I think those are the societal progressive keys that we need to stimulate. You know what I mean? A lot of guys that can't control their anger, a lot of guys that can't control their hands and their dicks. There's a lot of guys that have no control because they have been led to believe that they have no control. Because again, times got so goddamn easy, we didn't think that we had to have control. So that's why this university is going to be absolutely pivotal, but only for the guys who are goers, doers, not Nancy's, not Debbie Downers, pessimistic Patties. We need to X out all those cats. And I'm sorry if you're a pessimistic Patty or a negative Nancy, Debbie Downer, whatever the fuck you are, coming to the society.
Change yourself.
Yeah, coming to the society is for change. It is for progression.
Yeah.
That is what the society does. You know what I mean? So, I don't know, man. I think we've touched base on pretty much everything that we can talk about tonight in terms of direct warfare. And, I mean, that could come all the way from straight wildfire warfare or economic warfare. You know, let's talk money. Like we talked about Trump and the U.S. dollar basically flexing on the world stage right now, hitting a 2-year high as economic power shift. So here's where it really hits home is basically how are we as men managing our own resources? And then every day you got to make that battle too. You know what I mean? You got to think strategically, how can I beat myself out of spending more money?
Right.
You know, and that the battlefield, it goes down to there's a fork in the road every day, dude. You wake up, you got to make the fork in the road whether you want to brush your teeth or not. Got to put the fork in the road whether you want to wash your hands after taking a crap. You know what I mean? The fork in the road is everywhere. It's just what you've been led to believe so far. So now this university is about teaching you to reorganize the standard so that the standard then becomes the absolute epitome. You know what I mean?
This society is for too many things to say right now.
Yeah.
But yes.
That's the very truth of it. So I think
Very
also
true. Yep.
mind-blowing fact I just wanted to throw at you guys real fast. The reason why this society also helps is because here's a mind-blowing fact for you guys. Excessive masturbation can desensitize the brain's reward system over time. So for everybody who faps nonstop and then stops fapping and they find it very, very hard because they're having urges, they're getting angry, they're getting sad, or they feel depressed, you know what I mean? And then they do it again and they feel even more depressed because now they got fucking post nut clarity guilt, right? This is because of a specific condition called dopamine receptor downregulation. And this is why the physiology hall is so important for our men, especially in the NoFap region, to join and learn from, is because we teach you guys how your body reacts to dopamine levels, serotonin levels, all that stuff. So, literally, for all you guys who NoFap and you're having the hardest fucking time, it is just because of reduced motivation due to the downward spiral of dopamine receptors and
Yeah.
the overstimulation of pornography, like you were touching base on about TikTok and Twitter and all that extra shit. And frequent masturbation can contribute to issues, basically, so to say, that's like in delayed arousal. So, like, you can get erectile dysfunction because you're overdoing it. You know what I mean?
It's called PIDE, porn-induced erectile dysfunction. It's a actually clinically diagnosed thing now. Yeah, porn addiction is very real, y'all. I know all about it. I'm one of the people building this society. Obviously, I'm not the founder. That's the guy you're looking at in the live right now. Yeah. Speaking from experience, that shit is very real. If you need help, feel free to reach out to me. Just join the society first, and I'll be very happy to help you with that.
Yep, and I gotta stress it, and I cannot stress it enough. You guys, the society itself is 110% free. It is absolutely free. You
Right.
could be one person in there, you could be 100 million people in there. It is 110% absolutely free for you to join the society. Learning from the university and everything, that's a different discussion. However, the society, a conglomerate of men who all join forces into one collective area, absolutely free. Nowhere else on earth are you going to find something with this much value packed into it, with this initiative, with this vision, in one specific space. And not only that, starting right here in
Right.
America. You know what I mean? So,
Right. Take it one step at a time. Join the society. Listen to people's conversations. Have some conversations. Shit. Talk to people about something completely unrelated to what the society is here for. You know, we have sports conversations and things like that for that reason specifically. Take it one step at a time. The next steps will come along. Yeah, that's what I will leave you
I
with.
mean, yeah, think of it as a gentleman's lounge. If
Mhm.
you are a gentleman who actually wishes to sophisticatedly progress, this is the place. This is the spot.
Yeah.
If you're a gentleman who genuinely wants to learn about cigars, who genuinely wants to learn about physiques, who wants to learn genuinely about anything that has to do cars, sports, anything. If you want to actually become a sophisticated man, this is the society you join. This society teaches you damn near everything it takes to be that man. You know what I mean? Everybody likes the 007, the competent genius agent who can outwit any situation and somehow become the underdog on top, you know? So this is the society that's going to build that out of you. The average Joe, the average person. I'm average, homie's average, but this is the society that's going to build that.
Well, man.
Well, we're not talking that size. Well, if we're talking that, he's a little below, but ladies, he's still available, so hit him up. You know what I mean?
I am available. I am single as of right now.
Singles a Pringle
Definitely
and ready
not
to mingle.
average. Yo, a little bit above average in all aspects. So, bang my life.
So, all right, guys, I think that's great for tonight. We'll leave you with that. We're going to have a lot more coming for you later. Tomorrow will be physiology. I'm jumping into pretty much the NoFap area. For all of you guys who want to learn how to stop doing this and start using this, join tomorrow. Tomorrow's live is going to be all about physiology and jumping on that shit and making it work. So, good to tune in. Good to see you guys. And hopefully we get more people in the society and in the university actually learning how to be men. So, logging off. Hope you guys have a great day. Have a great night. And that's it.
See you late.